There's a moment some divers don't talk about until they're back on the boat. You drop down along a cold, rocky slope, expecting small octopuses tucked into cracks. Instead, the reef feels occupied. Fish keep their distance, crabs don't move. And then the rock in front of you shifts. Not suddenly, but deliberately. An arm slides out first, then another, then several more, unfolding from a space that should not be able to hold something this large. What emerges isn't rushing. It isn't startled. It doesn't flee. It just settles. This is a giant octopus, the kind that can weigh more than a grown human and stretch its arms wider than a small room. And the most unsettling part isn't the size. It's that the animal is already watching you. The giant Pacific octopus is the largest octopus species on Earth. Fully grown individuals can reach 50 to 90 kilograms, with arm spans pushing 6 to 10 meters. Each arm is lined with hundreds of suckers, and each sucker can grip, taste, and smell at the same time. When all 8 arms spread, the animal does not look like a creature anymore. It looks like a problem unfolding. Despite its size, it does not dominate through speed or aggression. It dominates through control. Large octopuses don't patrol randomly. They build territories. Dens are chosen carefully, often reinforced with rocks, shells, and debris dragged in from the surrounding area. Over time, these dens become fortified spaces with clear sightlines and escape routes. Fish learn to avoid them. Predators approach cautiously. The reef reorganizes itself around the presence of one animal. Hunting here is not a chase, but a calculation. A large octopus will sit motionless for long periods, skin matching the rock so precisely that even experienced divers miss it. Its eyes move independently, tracking movement above, below, and to the side at the same time. When prey crosses an invisible boundary, the strike is instant. Arms fire outward with coordinated force, wrapping, pinning, and sealing off escape. This efficiency matters because size comes with cost. A giant octopus needs a lot of food, and it cannot afford wasted energy. Every hunt must work, and that shapes memory. Unlike most animals of its size, this octopus has no parental guidance. It learns alone. What succeeds is remembered. What fails is adjusted. Over time, patterns emerge. Certain prey is avoided. Certain routes are preferred. Certain threats are treated differently. That includes humans. Large octopuses are not curious in the way other animals are. They assess. Divers report individuals positioning themselves between a person and the den, arms partially raised, body darkened, posture changed. Others describe octopuses following them at a distance, keeping pace, stopping when the diver stops. This is not fear. It is monitoring. What makes this unsettling is how the octopus thinks. More than half of its neurons are not in its head, but in its arms. Each arm can explore independently, making decisions based on touch and chemical signals. The central brain does not micromanage movement. It coordinates outcomes. That means a large octopus can test you with one arm, hold position with another, and prepare an escape with a third simultaneously. It is thinking in parallel, and because it lives only for a maximum of 5 to 6 years, that thinking is intense. There is no long-term margin for error. Every encounter feeds into a short, compressed life of rapid learning. The animal you meet today is not the animal it was 6 months ago. When a diver enters the territory of an octopus, it watches. When the same diver returns days later, the response often changes. This is where behavior crosses a line. divers have reported large octopuses emerging sooner on repeat visits, changing color faster. Some individuals extend a single arm forward, not striking, not retreating, just testing distance. Large octopuses gather information through direct contact. Their suckers are not just grips, they are sensory organs capable of tasting and smelling simultaneously. When an octopus touches a diver's glove, camera housing, or exposed skin, it is sampling chemistry, texture, and resistance. That information does not disappear when the diver leaves. It gets stored. What unsettled divers most was not aggression, it was consistency. The same octopus responding the same way to the same person across multiple encounters. Friendly neutrality toward one diver, defensive posturing toward another. Targeted water jets fired at faces or masks of specific individuals while ignoring others entirely. This matches what researchers later confirmed in controlled settings. Octopuses can recognize and remember individual humans based on previous interactions. But in the wild, that ability carries more weight. This is not a tank. This is a defended space, controlled by an animal large enough to act on its decisions. A giant octopus does not need to flee quickly. It does not need to rely on luck. With arms that can span several meters and strength capable of overpowering large crabs and fish, it has options. Memory allows it to choose the least costly one. This decision-making happens fast because the octopus does not think in a single stream. Each arm operates with partial independence, exploring, testing, and reacting. The central brain integrates outcomes rather than issuing constant commands. That parallel control lets a single animal test, hold position, and prepare an escape all at the same time. Parallel awareness is difficult to predict. That unpredictability is why other animals avoid these dens. Fish do not just fear being eaten, they fear misjudging intent. A shark rushes or does not. A seal commits or retreats. A large octopus waits, adjusts, and acts only when the outcome is certain. That patience becomes unsettling when applied to humans. Divers describe a sense of being managed. Routes are subtly blocked. Gear is gently tugged, not damaged. Cameras are pushed aside rather than attacked. The octopus is not panicking. It is deciding what level of response is necessary. And then there is the final, uncomfortable detail. Large octopuses do not live long. When one remembers you, it is not storing that memory for decades. It is using it now. Every interaction feeds into a compressed lifetime of rapid learning. The animal you encounter today is the product of hundreds of successful and failed decisions, refined quickly, without guidance, without teaching, without restraint. This intelligence evolved in isolation. No social rules, no hierarchy or correction, just outcomes. That is why this octopus terrifies the ocean and is featured in so many myths and legends. Not only because it is violent, but because it notices, remembers, and adapts faster than most animals ever need to. In a world built on patterns, it becomes the thing that breaks them. If you enjoy discovering that the most unsettling predators don't chase you, they quietly decide what to do with you. Feel free to like and subscribe before the reef updates its memory. If you want to see how intelligence and dominance look at an entirely different scale, watch the video titled "Why Sperm Whales Get Deadlier the Deeper You Go."